Welcome. This is a video on the sum of the nth terms of an arithmetic sequence. It's Nick Parakatis, and we're going to run through the main points of theory that you need to know for dealing with problems on sums of arithmetic sequence. Okay, let's look at a simple arithmetic sequence. Quite simple. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, dot, dot, dot. Just keep on going on forever. This is an arithmetic sequence. The first term is 2, so u of 1 is 2, u of 2 is 4, etc., right? If you write a sequence down using commas, we call it an arithmetic sequence if it's arithmetic. If you write a sequence down using an addition, like this is now called an arithmetic series, okay? So series just means sum of terms. Okay, so say that we have now an arithmetic sequence like the one before. 2, 4, 6, 8, and it goes on forever, right? And it asks us to find the sum of the... So if you want to write this sequence as a sum, and you say you want to find the 20th, the sum of the first 20 terms, you could do this by adding 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8 all the way up to 20, and that would take a long time. So we're fortunate that there exists a formula that helps us find the sum of as many terms as we want, right? But if you're asking to find the sum of the first 3 terms, no need to use a formula. You can just do 2 plus 4 plus 6. But if they ask you to find the sum of the first 20 terms, and the way you write that down is the sum of the 20 terms, that's what that thing is, that 20, and obviously in general we write S of n. There's a nice formula in our formula booklet. It tells us that the sum of as many terms as we want is n over 2, parentheses, 2u1 plus n minus 1 times d, where u of 1 is the first term, n is how many terms they're asking us to find, and d is the common difference. Be careful. We use this formula right here when we know the first term and the common difference. If you happen to know the last term of the sequence, you can also use this other formula that we're going to be looking at in just a sec. A second formula that we could use is S of n. Sorry, just a sec. This formula right here. S of n is n over 2 times u1 plus un. You use this formula, folks, when you know the first term, so you got to know what u1 is, and you got to know what the last term is. And you'll probably be asked to find n in a question like this, so how many terms the sequence has. I'll give you an example where you might be asked to use a sum here. They might ask you to find the sum of this sequence all the way up to 20. So you happen to know the first term, and you happen to know the last term, and you'll need to do a bit of work here to find n using the previous formula for the nth term, for un. We're going to be looking at some examples anyways on this stuff, so things will clear up. But again, to recap, 2 formulas for sum. The first one looks a bit more complicated, but it's safe to use almost all the time. The second one you could use when you know the first and the last term in the series, and it's also easy to use. One thing you got to do before you use this last one, you got to find n, so you can know what n is right here, or else you can't use a formula. Good luck with these.